Hello there, and thank you for joining us for our Living in Nashville edition today. What we're going to do is take you south of Nashville to Williamson County, a small town called Thompsons Station. You may have heard of it because they have a lot of manufacturing down there, but they've got a lot of building that they're doing that they're actually making pretty luxurious, really cool, very beautiful homes. And you can kind of get in on the ground floor before it really explodes. So let's take you over there. But first, I'm Erika Kurre. Thank you so much for joining me every time you tune into one of my videos. I sincerely appreciate it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things so you can get all the notifications as soon as I drop another video. Now, let's take a look. Thompson Station is just south of downtown Nashville. You can see in this circle here, the Circle City of Nashville, Music City. That's the big hub of everything around here. And if you drive south of there on 65, all the way down past Franklin, past Brentwood, and you get into this 840 corridor here that goes east and west, Thompson Station is just below it. And let me bring it up for you just a little bit there. So there are a couple of industries in Thompson Station. The GM plant for Saturn, for example, that has been here for the past 10 plus years. It became a really big deal here in Middle Tennessee when we got Saturn GM to move here. And that has really sustained a lot of the life around Thompson Station, not just with contract workers and day-to-day workers, but you have a lot of the white collar jobs around here as well. Mars Petco is around here. Franklin, Thompson Station, Spring Hill, those areas kind of cluster together toward the south part of Williamson County. And so you will have a lot of people who live in Spring Hill and Thompson Station that work between Mars Petco, work between the GM Spring Hill plant. And it really is become a booming place right now for a lot of people to move into because the property values there haven't caught up to where a lot of Williamson County is right now because there hasn't really been a whole lot of demand to move south until just recently. I'm going to take a lot of these words off the screen here and just sort of minimize a lot of the search content so that we can give you a more broad view of what we're looking at here with the Spring Hill, Thompson Station, Franklin, Brentwood, Williamson County area. So larger picture, this is Nashville. We have obviously the east side of town. The airport is out here. We've got the west side of town. You've got a lot of the hospital district and everything right in here, just southwest of the downtown loop. Belmead is an area you've probably heard a lot of. And then Brentwood is one of the hot spots, as well as Franklin for the schools, obviously. Williamson County schools very much in demand, and steady home values, quality of life has just done nothing but been on the rise for the past several years in these general areas. And now it's spreading further south toward Thompson Station and Spring Hill as well. You've probably also heard me talk about College Grove. Here's an idea where College Grove is in relation to a lot of these places, and it's all just a straight shot down I-65. Now, this quality of life, steady home value increases, all of that, as I've mentioned, has been really just on a steady incline. And so let's take a look now at how Thompson Station is just elevating its place here in Williamson County.
We have a brand new community going in right now called Fairhaven. It is Thompson Station's only gated community so far, and they have more than 50 homes available. Only a few of them are under contract and sold, so you can still get in at the bottom prices of this neighborhood as they build and home values continue to increase. These homes are unique. Not only is this neighborhood unique, but the homes here are built with basements. And I don't know if you know a whole lot about our ground here in Middle Tennessee, but we have a lot of limestone in our soil. And so that makes it really hard to dig into, to get the footers down, to stabilize a home in the way that it needs to be with basement living and carve all that out. It adds an extreme expense onto homes here. And so there are very many homes here that don't have basements, and that can be really frustrating to a lot of our out-of-state buyers. So this neighborhood provides a lot of options for that, to be able to have a basement and design it and get it finished in the way you would like it from the very beginning, so your home is move-in ready. Now here in the Mid-South, we do love standing on the back porch and maybe sitting in a rocker, sipping some sweet tea and, having a little bit of chat time with our neighbors. But let's go ahead and walk inside this house, and you can see it's not even got a deadbolt on it, but I'm going to show you some of these non-completed parts of the house that you'll see in new construction in the process of building your new home, and then we'll take you into a completed home as well. So this is going to be a vaulted ceiling home. You can see this is pretty standard for new construction homes here in Middle Tennessee, with a fireplace, windows that look out toward the back of the house. And then swinging along here, you can see this is probably likely where the kitchen is going to go. We've already got it plumbed in, the island likely sitting around this area here. And then you've probably got, obviously, the stairway, a half bath, access to what looks like it may be a primary bedroom on the main level. And this is standard for what you're going to see with new construction, but then it looks really cool when we start seeing all the finishes coming together. We are standing in what will likely be the primary closet here for the primary bedroom, and it leads right into the primary bathroom. And you can see to the right, this is going to be the potty space. It's plumbed in for a toilet. Then you've got the tub area and double sinks, a vanity to the left. Then leading back to the rear of the house, overlooking the backyard, is this huge primary bedroom. These ceilings are considerably tall in this home and are going to really make it feel like a big open space by the time it's all finished out. And then you have this private hallway that leads then back to the primary living space that we were just in a few moments ago, with the vaulted ceiling, fireplace, living room, kitchen over here as you swing around, and then you've got the space for the office toward the front of the house, and that'll probably be, let's see, what would this be? Probably a dry bar area, if I had to guess, a walk-in pantry. And then this will be the formal dining room. That would make a lot of sense. They've got the light fixture up in the ceiling for you to have a hang-down chandelier in here, right off of the front entry foyer, with the front door hanging open right now. It's a beautiful home and has a lot of utility. This is the garage to the right, and it's a spacious, very tall ceiling garage. And what I love about tall ceilings is you can actually store stuff in storage shelving hanging from the garage ceiling. I've seen a lot of Guardian units that people get online, and they can install those, and they're really very durable and stable. And right after you come in from the garage, then it would make a lot of sense. The kids or anyone else can head right upstairs to their bedrooms, where there's likely a media room, a bonus room, bedrooms with ensuite, bathrooms, and everything. That's very typical in this 1.2 to 1.8 price point. So as you can see, a lot of utility in this house, really no wasted space. It's all very functional space, but the outside is really kind of cool too. Let's talk a little bit about the neighborhood as we walk outside the front door and into the neighborhood street.
Not a whole lot of grass or sod in this neighborhood yet, as the majority of homes are still under construction. Some lots have not even broken ground yet. But let's sit down now with the Senior Project Manager, Jonathan Clement, overseeing this huge project. What is it that you think you like the most when you're building these homes? You're like, oh, this is going to be tight. This is going to be awesome.
Well, we have many different structural options. And so every time I get the same house with a different option, it means you got to pay attention to something. It's not wash, rinse, repeat.
Tell me about the timeline people can expect. So from start to finish, if I had a client who came to you and they wanted to sign a contract with the sales agent, what can they expect from the day they sign a contract to closing date?
Typically from contract to when I get the file is 30 to 45 days. They got to go through design, any structural changes. We have to go through third-party engineers if they did something structurally to make sure it's able to be built to code. When I get the file, I'm usually on a slab home, anywhere from 6 to 9 months. Crawl spaces, maybe a month more. Basements, up to 10 or 11, depending on how much of the basement they've finished.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty typical for a luxury building. And I know you mentioned earlier, this isn't a full-blown custom build, but you can customize aspects of the home, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Like the fireplace you see behind us is a hand-built stucco finish on site by a gentleman that comes into a flat wall, and that's what he leaves behind. So there's definitely custom touches that we offer. We do a lot of wood beams. The list goes on and on. It's wide open.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking a minute to talk to us about this. We really appreciate it. And we are going to have more information as we go on through this home and some other homes in this community.
These homes are priced starting in the 1.2 million bracket, and they go up to 1.8 million. And you're going to see top of the line luxury finishes in all these homes. They are designed specifically to appeal to those who come here wanting to have this quality of life, this luxury feeling, this luxury lifestyle for a price that you might not have been able to get all this coming from other states outside of Tennessee. Let's talk about lot size. You get really decent lot sizes in this neighborhood, anywhere from 1/3 of an acre to about a 1/2 acre lot. And that allows you to have the square footage for these homes on the lot. Still space between neighbors. You can see behind me, we've got a lot of space back here. There will likely be homes back here, but you're going to have a decent yard in the back to be able to let the kids go out and play, the dog runs out, anything like that, to have that sense of community with neighbors, but not being all up in each other's faces.
Now, broadening out, going back to a map view of this neighborhood, you can see it's just south of 840, sandwiched between 840 and I-65 south, and right off of Bethesda Road. And so this is where you see this cluster of homes here. The prices all indicate either sold, under contract, or still active on the market. And I'm going to swing over and select a few of these homes. You can see on the right side of my screen, you've got all these homes that are listed. The green is active status, and they're listed anywhere from the $1.1 million bracket up to almost $1.7 million. And let's take a look through this home right here. The first one that has pictures, it indicates it is fully built and is sitting on the market as a market home, a spec home. And that's one that we're going to be able to look inside and really kind of get a feel for what it's going to be like to walk through one of these homes. Now you'll notice where the neighborhood was. It was very secluded around it. And that's because this neighborhood is surrounded by 26 acres of green space. And that's one of the things that also sets this neighborhood apart. You can see when you walk in the front door over here in this picture, you've got a stairway that does not greet you the minute you walk in the door. And that's something that we've noticed a lot of buyers coming from out of state, especially from the Northeast states, really don't want to see, is they don't want to see a stairway that just hits you in the face. It kind of reminds them of the buildings that they came from when they might have lived in the cities that they are coming from, and they don't want that memory. So our builders down here have taken notice of that and are trying to be really careful in design choices when keeping that in mind. You've got a lot of the modern amenities. You've got wainscoting, beautiful light fixtures, a lot of the different colored accent walls that we're seeing right now with a lot of the new home trends. White kitchen with an accent color on the island, the tiling, the backsplash, large walk-in pantry, all the shelves. This could be one of the butler pantries or just a spare type pantry to kind of prepare your food in while you're hosting people. And then of course you see a large open vaulted ceiling with the beam accents. That is still very much of a trend here in Middle Tennessee in new construction. I had a client who I was showing homes to just a couple weekends ago, and she was surprised to see that we even put decorative tiles on the floor in laundry rooms down here. And that is, I never thought much about it, but coming from where she comes from, the laundry room's kind of a throwaway room. But down here in new construction, we really pay attention to those details as well. And it's fun to kind of splice up your laundry room. You spend a lot of time in your laundry room. You kind of want a space there that isn't just boring and doom and gloom to walk into. You'll also notice in our new construction homes, we have a lot of hardwood flooring or manufactured wood flooring. It's not real hardwood flooring for the majority of homes down here, because our humidity level is so high. So it doesn't make sense to have the kind of flooring that might warp as you live in it and it goes through the changes of seasons. Large outdoor living space here with an open yard that just opens up to either common area or a neighboring yard. And then of course, floor plans attached. but for a lot of people, floor plans are kind of hard to read. And so really, just gives you an idea though, just looking through one of these, okay, this is how it translates then to the actual space that we have here in this particular home. Very worth asking questions about, very worth looking into. And of course, I am happy to answer any of those questions you may have as you start to explore this area, whether it be in Thompson Station or any other place around Middle Tennessee. I'm Erika Kurre with the Nash South Homes team and the Living in Nashville channel, and would love it if you would like, subscribe, and go ahead and share this video with anyone you may know who's looking to move to Middle Tennessee. I am one of the leading agents in the greater Nashville area and would be honored to help you in your move to Nashville.